right into a locked nose ride, tight on her Carson Myers board, raises those arms, walks out of the nose ride, goes up for a second nose ride, walks back, grabs the rail, stands taller, opens things out with a walk back to the tail, little sweep turn, staying nice and high, and a strong start for Honolua Blomfield Carla. She gets for a third nose ride walk.
The first wave, we can see that size, but you see that kind of chunk and that bump. But it doesn't bother Hano at all. She sticks to the nose. She's able to get through into that next section. And a lot of us might see that feathering wave in front of us and kind of get shy and shy away from it. But not Hano. She brings that speed down below the whitewater. That way she's able to get up and around it. And then sticking herself, continuing to stick in the pocket, not forcing the nose ride quite yet, just being patient. And then you'll see that third nose ride, I believe, we've got here on that more inside section. Little style, body English there, and then bringing it back. But again, this way, because of that, now we've got the third up and riding.
Here she is, a model of finesse, flow, grace. Kelis out of a nose ride off the bottom, sweeping turn off the top, a second nice top turn, arms spread beautifully, now low and then cleanly walking back to the tail. Now, Carla, my first instinct is comparing wave shape. Off the bat, how do you feel about the difference in wave shape between these opening exchanges?
Well, Honolua had that biggest set of the exchange so far, and we got a lot more tip time on that, but it had a bit of a bump on it, and these smaller waves, although they had a little bit later moments to get the tip time, it offered a bit smoother face, and those initial turns from both Kelis and Sophia, in my opinion, were mwah.
Out of that opening 5, little touch of the 10, nice carving S-turn, putting that board on rail, her Michael Takayama board with the pintail, keeping it lively and loose, some weaving, snaking turns, then using the cross-stepping just to get to the middle of the board, keeping that trim speed up, then walking back to the tail, just readjusting from the tail, which is the best place to maneuver, to steer, to turn the board, using that footwork very functionally, Carla, graceful.
Super graceful. I was thinking, this wave not as big as Hano's first wave, but the butteriness of her surfing in this wave, a little bit more bounce, but the butteriness of this wave of Sophia's, I really love this turn right here.
And it's interesting as now we're starting to see if the first or second or third wave of the set could have the highest scoring potential. And obviously it's a new swell, so the surfers haven't had much of an opportunity to really work out which is the best scorer.
Yeah, and also here I just want to point out, you'll see how they really are careful in that inside section there to actually bring it back further into the whitewater. That way they can set up for that final nose ride on the inside.
Opening scores coming through to drop as we see the replay of Sophia Culhane through to the inside, and thinking about the form of Honolua moving into the finals here in El Salvador. She's had a good season. She got a third in Abu Dhabi. She got a fifth in Huntington. She got a third in Bells, and she's up and riding on a second wave. Recognizing that one has not got much scoring potential, you could just see, Carla, how she was eyeing it up, but opted for the kick out. Didn't want to get a low score on the board.
We can see here in the replay of Hano's first wave where she really has that footwork down, really is able to get those nose rides in that critical pocket and moving into that next section.
Looking to get those second scores, Kelis and Sophia, and here it is. Kelis up and riding, sets a nice high line, 4 cross steps up to the tip, gets a nice 10, walks out of that 10, walks smoothly down to the tail into a down carve, and then widens her arms, just elegantly coming off the bottom, cross-stepping back for a rebound turn, just bouncing off the foam and keeping her poise. Hawaiian grace, Waikiki, raised and rooted, cross-stepping through the bouncy section and then walking with control. Little top turn, nice high line kick out, and there it is.
Whitewater, rebound up right. But then we see Kelis here with the 10 right off the tap. And that, again, that gracefulness that we see in her arms and her upper body, and just that careful, dance-like quality that she's really taking her time and first position, second position, third position, and having each her arms and her hands placed in the right moment at the right time.
Riding the Waikiki model, Kai Salas, with a second ride now for Sophia Culhane. Carla, straight to the tip.
Yeah, we've got a little repeat action of the way we started the heat with the girls getting the waves right off the bat, right after each other. We got Sophia here with a lovely cut back. Both girls not needing very large scores in order to take that first place position, advancing into the next match.
It's really open, Carla. And of course, Sophia comes off the back of winning in El Salvador Surf City last season. back up to the nose for that inside section, walks out cleanly. Good wave shape now through the inside as things start to line up. Back up to the tip, locks it, holds it. Cross steps back, things get sparkly. The light is nice, the sun's rising up, the tide's pushing still, and Sophia Culhane is going to drop a decent score, and she's still going strong as she kicks out.
Yeah, hopefully this will improve on that. She's got that 4.17 she's sitting with. She only needs a 4.34.
A flying diamond fin, but what about this on the replay for Sophia?
Sophia, yeah, a little bit of a slower start perhaps in the beginning of this wave, but she's got such a lovely cutback that she's bringing into that white water. She gets that inner nose ride, a bit flatter of a wave, if you will. Looks like she's currently needing a 5.60 because Kelis coming in at a 4.6 on her second ride, but really making the most of it. Again, like you said, she's had a win here in El Salvador last year. She does know what it takes. This is just the first match. She needs to make it into this or through this match in order to meet up with Natsumi and Zoe. Pretty much. That's the basis of it. And so we'll see here. She is going to use her priority going on this wave and needing a 3.67.
There we go. And she walks out of an opening 5, cross steps forward, decides to go back to the tail with a 5. As we see the drone clip, live action, Kelis Kaleopaa straight up to the nose. 6 cross steps into that clean opening critical 5. Smooth walk back to the tail, widens the stance for a sweeping turn. High in the wave, going lower down the wave and just arcing, carving the rail work here. Back and forth on her single fin, her WSL Longboard Company board off the top. Sets herself up through the inside, Carla, and just again that velvet smooth footwork.
She's so smooth and put together and just seems so calm and collected, you know, in their interview. She's not really worrying so much and not putting her sight.
All of these surfers will re-qualify for the World Longboard Tour next season in 2025, but Honolua Blomfield will move in to meet Natsumi Teioka from Japan and Zoe Gropillon from France in title match number 2.
I can't wait to see that those ladies hit the stage, but first we'll be seeing Kaniela